Hey folks, welcome to Paw John's Homestead channel. It's been a minute, but I'm alive and still kicking. When the first of the year rolls around, you usually start thinking about garden. Some people wait until that first warm spell to start thinking about it, but over the years, when the first rolls around, generally that gets me starting to think about what needs to go in the ground, what needs to be done, getting the ground ready, doing pruning around the place, you know, getting all your projects lined up for the coming spring. Today, I'm just going to do a few chores. I got to make a few introductions. We got a few new residents that showed up and was adopted. I'm going to start with the garden and show you a few more chores, and then I'll do the introductions. Hope you stick around. Well, it looks like part of my garden was way too wet to try to turn today. But the reason why I turned this is we're gonna have a week full of cold days, and it's supposed to be in the teens at night. And what's gonna happen is I've exposed all the roots to what was left in the garden. That cold will take care of that. When I turn this in with the tiller come spring, all of that will have started to decompose and build the soil. The soil is really healthy. I don't know if you've noticed all my helpers out here in the garden, but they're out here. What they're foraging for are earthworms, which is a very good sign your garden is doing well. Very satisfied with it. I want to move on, and we're gonna do some trimming. Gonna go ahead and prune those up. It's that time. If you want to know about pruning, just look back on one of my videos. I got a pruning video in there on the grapes, and that's the method that I'm using this time, and I'll show you the progress as I do the trimming. A little before and after. This here is the before. See how leggy this is. About one. Those down there toward the end. I'll give you a shot when I'm done. I'll go ahead and do a little pruning here on the grapes. If you want to know exactly how to do it, like I said, look back at some of the other videos. I've got one specifically for these grapes here, and you can see the difference of where they're at and where they were at. But I'm gonna go ahead and prune these up real quick. I don't do a whole lot of thinking when I prune them, I usually go 3 or 4 buds back, and I prune it off. Keep these pruned down. What they do is they put more energy into producing your fruit during the summertime. And over time, you'll create these things here called spurs. And they'll grow out here, and then they'll have 3 or 4 more growing off of them. Keep them pruned. It's pretty easy to do this little bit of maintenance every year. It increases your production. All this would be wasted energy during the springtime. Your plant will be trying to provide for all of these runners growing leaves, and they'll slow down on the production of your grapes. Show you real quick here, these spurs. So they come along here, and these like this here, just prune back 1, 2, 3, 3 or 4 is fine. That didn't cooperate. Missed one here. Here are the spurs after a couple of years. Got one more vine to do, and this chore will be done. I'm just gonna set up. We're gonna wrap this thing up here, and this chore will be done. Listen, I hope y'all enjoy watching this video. You want to keep up with what's going on around here, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all my subscribers out there. I do apologize for taking a few months off, but it wasn't something that was planned, so I'm glad to get 2024 off to a decent start. I'm gonna share a few things this year, so y'all stay tuned, and here we go. This is a pretty necessary evil here that you have to do if you want good production, be able to manage your plants, manage your grapevines. You don't have to, you can let them grow wild, but they make such a mess. You can't control pests. There's not much you can do with one that's so wild that won't produce for you, and you can't get in and do any pest management. All right, I'm going to show you one other thing here before I hit the fast forward. It's real important. I know some of you got a lot of questions. Like I said, look back on that grape pruning video, and it'll show you a little bit more detail. I want to share this with you. This here, let's see. This here is a tendril off of a vine, and you see how it's wrapped around this vine here. This, as this vine grows, this will get strangled, and it'll actually cut circulation off, and the other part of the plant here will die. So while you're pruning, that's another reason why I prune. Make sure you go in and get these tendrils off and unwind them, because if you don't, it'll strangle your plant. And you'll be able to see here in just a second. See, It hadn't started doing it really bad yet, but pretty rough. I've got some in here that I pulled off, and it was just in a year's time it made enough to strangle the plant. Here we go, last leg of this chore. All right, so that's that chore for today. Ready to go for the spring. I've got some more maintenance to do out here. Missed a couple here. But for the most part, it's done. These here. Went ahead and turned the garden. That chore's done. Got a lot done for one day. This little girl right here, I just call her boss. This little girl right here is Tilly. That's Nemo. That's Gizmo right there. And then Bubbles. Bubbles. That's why I call her Bubbles. Look at her eyes. Anyway, a couple of those Boss, Tilly, and Gizmo, they wound up coming here as an adoption. And then I actually went and got the little Billy, Nemo, and Bubbles. Went and picked them up the other day. I needed a male goat here. Those are Nigerian Dwarfs, and I wanted some to milk this season. I'm gonna get them bred. I'll be on to some more projects. I'm pretty sure y'all remember this guy. This here is Jack. Sit. Sit. Good boy. This here is PJ. PJ, sit. PJ, sit. 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 Hey, good boy. You a good boy too. Tell him hi. All right, so like two little boys. Of course, Jack, he was adopted. He's about 3 years ago. He come to the house, and then this year I adopted PJ. He's been here a couple of weeks. I'm thinking about changing the name to Remote, as he's on his second one. So anyway, I'm after some corn is what I'm after. Gonna be some real cold nights coming up. I have 5 goats now. They're gonna need a few extra calories at night. If you're wondering what that mixture is, it's just some all stock feed, which is a higher protein, and then some cracked corn. And that's pretty much suffice for all my animals here. My ducks and turkeys, chickens and goats. No pigs yet, working on that. We're gonna go out here and get them up for the evening. What I usually do, I put them in their pen at night, close it up. We have a real bad coyote problem, and I have an outside perimeter fence here, which is page wire. And it does pretty good. I have an electric fence inside here for a paddock, and it's holding them at bay, but don't want to take any chances. Y'all know what's about to happen. That one's rotten. He thinks he's a human. But he's learning how to be a goat. All right, girls, get in there. Come on. Come on, Bubbles. 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 Come on, girls. There they go. They know the drill. See, they get feed. Come on, girls. More interested in this fresh turned dirt. This is an old calf barn I had made some years ago out of some 2x4s and some 10. Put them on runners so I can move it. These are the girls. That's Gizmo right there. The girls. That's Tilly. There comes Boss. They all got to get in here and get them some. Come on, Nemo. And of course, there's Bubble. She's got to go hide. So, okay, girls. All right. And that's our evening routine. They just get a little feed in the afternoon. These cold nights, if you have goats or any animals really, if you supplement a little bit in the afternoon before bedtime, they tend to fare better over the cold nights because they burn a lot of energy keeping warm. And that's it. That's the introduction on them. I don't have names for these guys. They're out there doing their job, helping with the garden. These two guys here, none of these animals have any. See them coming. My birds don't have names. Unfortunately, I lost one of my egg layers today while I was out doing some chores. I guess a hawk come in here and got one of them. It's something that happens when you're homesteading and you got birds. They're a little slow today because they've been eating plenty. Come on, girls. Come on. Folks, on to another chore this morning. Got some cold weather coming in tonight, supposed to get in the teens, and I'm redoing some insulation on these pipes. It's one of those things I need to take care of before the pipes freeze. So that's about it on my winterizing. Calling for us to be in the teens tonight, so I had to redo the insulation on this and go ahead and make sure my pipes were winterized. Typically 30 degrees down here in the southeast doesn't do a whole lot to my pipes. I just leave the water running just a little bit, it's fine. But with the teens, it really works a number. It's important when you're winterizing your pumps, if you have a well and you're doing a tank, to make sure you go at least all the way to the ground, or at a minimum have something under the tank as a barrier for this wind that's blowing and the cold, and it'll prevent the tank from icing up. I think I'm gonna call it on this video, and I'll see y'all next time. If you like the video, hit the subscribe button, follow along, and give it a big thumbs up if you got anything out of it. I'll see you next time.